Brodes Media.
How about that for a wild one? Oh, Bobby Brink scores 2. Travis Sanheim, he's on the stat sheet, 7 times? That's what it feels like, baby. That guy's playing fantastic. Go look at his time on the ice. He was spectacular. Cam Atkinson making plays just when it felt like this team was going to let it slip away at the start of the third period. Cam, I'm a veteran. Atkinson makes a play in the defensive zone, which then leads to an Owen Tippett breakaway who buries it. Now there's some more separation. It's a 2-goal lead instead of a 1-goal lead, and this is coming right off of a loss in Vegas, which I give them a ton of credit because I thought they played really well in Vegas. That team is a juggernaut, damn it. I don't know if they're going to ever lose a game. They might go 82-0, win a Stanley Cup again. I don't know. And it did feel a little bit like last year's team when they let it slip late, and John Tortorella was very open about Cam York and Zamula and some of the mistakes that happened. At the same time, though, you need to be aware that that's all part of this product. We are a very young, super heavy, youth-filled roster. You'll probably have teams that are ready to go win another Stanley Cup, snag it from you late. You know, it's like that's part of the growing pains. It would have been so nice. But I thought their 2 games on the road in Dallas and Vegas, with all things considered, pretty remarkable. This team went through hell last year. There's a lot of these guys that are now back at it at the Wells Fargo Center, and all they dealt with last year was nobody showing up after the fans destroyed them, and rightfully so. They were piss poor, and we were just reacting to the debacle that was. But it's got to be refreshing if you're Travis Sanheim and you hear about how everybody hates your contract and they want you traded to St. Louis, and then the trade falls through and everyone's angry again, and then you go out there and essentially ball out. That's what he's doing. He's playing insane. I never had it on my bingo card that Travis Sanheim becomes a true number 1 defenseman and a weapon. I never had that in my crosshairs here. And you know what? With Travis Konechny, I always thought he was a damn good player. Do we have a star? You know, and you could say in years past, well, he scored X amount of goals, and you should have saw it last year with 30 goals. Yeah, but this is different. All right, it's a more mature Travis Konechny that brings so much more value than just his domination on the ice. But the way he enters the zone, he stops, he puts the puck between the defenseman's stick, the defenseman's falling, and he's sliding backwards 5 feet, and then he finds somebody open across the ice, and finds a nice little opportunity there. He's gross, and the help from Sean Couturier leading by example. You score power play goals in the second period. Let me say that again. 5-on-4, this team scored goals. I can't believe what I'm watching, you know? Look, the beginning of the third period scared the hell out of me. I thought, here we go again. You know, Zamula, Nick Seeler, what are we doing? Guys are wide open. This is unacceptable. But just like that, they respond. They have to learn how to respond, and I think we just witnessed them doing it. Bobby Brink, man. Bobby Brink, this kid's all over the ice. I love watching him with the man advantage. I love watching him everywhere. He's all over the ice. And sure, there was puck luck involved in his first goal in the NHL. Yeah, it hits off the referee. It's right there. But he buries it, baby. And that second one, beautiful IQ, beautiful set of eyes to go to the backside, gets a nice feed from Farabee. Sanheim picks up an apple on that one as well. And you know what? When Sanheim scored his goal, how about Forster, who got robbed earlier in the game on the back post, and then you know he's aggravated because he wants to score. And when he got his nod last season, he was everywhere, and he was scoring, and he was a beast. And it hasn't really panned out that way early on this season. And remember, you're dealing with a lot of noise surrounding Morgan Frost and how John Tortorella is handling things. he's probably the one that's going to get kicked out of the lineup the day Morgan Frost sees the ice again. But I guess I got to ask the question, is Morgan Frost ever going to see the ice again? And I don't care if he does or doesn't. You know what I mean? Like, this team has been playing so well without him. Not that I think if he enters the lineup and Forster's out, I thought Forster made an awesome pass to Sanheim. And, but ultimately, I think so far this year, he hasn't been as appealing as maybe I would have anticipated for him to start the season. But just like anybody else, and just like this team as a whole, you will have to go through the ups and downs. And, he was so red hot when he started last year. Is it fair to put those level of expectations on him? Yes and no. There's no way in hell anybody in the world would imagine seeing Travis Sanheim perform like this. It is sexy. That's right, you heard me correctly. It is so damn electric. He's playing so much time out there, and he's joining the rush. He's the third guy high. He's got good stick on puck. He's making excellent plays in the neutral zone to spring the offense forward on an odd man rush. And that's what I'm saying. Like, this team generates. It's not this awful style where, all right, they got a couple wins early. We've actually seen that before. Remember, it wasn't too long ago. Might even been the AV years, I think. Was it the Tortorella years? I don't remember. Sometimes I try and forget it all because it was pain and misery. But they would have a decent record, but their style of winning was outrageous. They're barely getting any sort of real looks, and they're barely getting shots on net. They're winning 3-1 with 16 shots, and one of those deflected off your pants and went in, I just think that this team bonds together. They love one another. They want to go out there on the ice and compete for one another, where last year it was every man for themselves. I'm loving what they're doing. That's all. That's what I'm trying to stress right now is I feel that I can sit down every night and be entertained by their style. It's legit. It has a plan. If they continue to do this, they will all become better. It's real hockey. It's not fluky. It's not Chicago Blackhawks. This is why when it's like, Tank, be the Blackhawks, be the Ducks. No, thank you. No, thank you. I want to be this. And you know what? They're not bad enough, and they really aren't even in the position to be Chicago Blackhawks bad. There's enough talent here, and talent that makes sense for the timeline where you're a step ahead of that, right? Remove Connor Bedard from the equation because the McDavids of the world and all that stuff is just in a whole different atmosphere. I'm talking more right now about, Owen Tippett, Noah Cates, Bobby Brink. Bobby Brink is my favorite player in the National Hockey League. That kid, that smile. Put a smile on my face. Did you see how happy he was? Did you see how happy Torts was on the bench, too? You see the fellas tapping him on his helmet like, yo, dude, man, you're playing great, dude. Keep it up.